By bearing the merits of this investigation in legal jargon and semantics, and then contorting the law in her interpretation of both the Executive Members Ethics Act and the Constitution, the acting public protector has attempted to paint President Cyril Ramaphosa as nothing more than some innocent bystander to the Phala Phala scandal, clearly oblivious to the workings of the Presidential Protection Services, his responsibilities as the head of South Africa's national executive, and his duty as the first citizen of the nation. This report can only be described as a pro-Ramaphosa public relations exercise. The Democratic Alliance will be consulting with our lawyers to take this report on review, as we believe it contains a number of misinterpretations of the relevant pieces of legislation and presents a worrying lack of evidence that the Office of the Public Protector itself has seemingly failed to source. In doing so, the acting Public Protector has muddied the waters of a matter to which South Africans still to this day do not have any clear answers. Most worrying in this report is the insidious weakening of South Africa's institutions as the last bastions of accountability in our democracy. The DA will work tirelessly to ensure that our democratic institutions are rid of any political influence, to ensure that the principles of accountability and equality before the law are always upheld. We will also be taking this report on review because we now have two conflicting reports. Earlier this year, an independent panel headed by a retired judge and senior advocates found to the opposite, that the president did indeed have a case to answer, the very same case that the public protector has now exonerated the president with. It is also curious that she finds Mr. Rueda guilty of investigating the theft of the dollars from the president's private residence at Phala Phala, but does not accrue any responsibility to the president himself. How can it be that at the two meetings where Mr. Rueda was clearly reporting to the president, both on the overseas trip and at the Hyde Park home, that Mr. Rueda is now the fall guy for the pursuit of the president's private money using state resources? This matter clearly needs to be investigated further, and we await the South African Reserve Bank report, as well as the long outstanding report by the South African Police Services into this particular matter. But this report, we believe, makes some strange leaps of logic and misinterprets the law and must therefore be subject to review.